Yeah, well, when we were informed uh, through internet that there is a coup d'etat is happening in Turkey, naturally we were quite shocked because we have been following Turkish politics with much enthusiasm, especially when AK Party managed to form the government and Erdogan becoming the prime minister in 2003. So for us, we are looking Turkey as the beacon of hope for the Ummah. We are what we call looking for inspiration for Turkey's leadership in many ways. So when we heard about there's a coup d'etat, then we were so shocked that the something is going to happen to Turkey. So we start following the Turkey's politics and news almost by the minutes, and making dua that the coup d'etat will fail because we feel that Turkey is on the right track. Turkey is what we call under the leadership of Recep Tayyip Erdogan is putting back the hope of the Ummah. There are only two reasons why the coup d'etat is being planned. Because one for us is due to the Vision 2023. Because this is the vision of hope of the Ummah. By becoming one of the important world leaders representing the Ummah, it is the hope of the Ummah. So we see Erdogan as the hope. Secondly, why the coup d'etat is being planned is because which is truly touch our heart because of this ummatic vision, the vision of the Ummah, whereby Turkey, what we call, has been the foreign policy of Turkey. We call it what we call "We Are One Ummah" policy. In Turkish, we make it popular in Malaysia, "Bisbir Ummatis." Okay, so this concept of we are one ummah, this is a very strong concept, and Erdogan doesn't say anything, but he proved it in the case of Syrian refugees, and he don't say and he tell the world that they are not refugees, they are the Muhajirin and we are the Ansar. So the concept of Muhajirin and Ansar is very strong. Okay, so this is the reason why why we are deeply touched and we are deeply worried about the coup d'etat. And the big why is why the coup d'etat is being planned because of these two main factors. The Vision 2023, that means Turkey will emerge as the leader of the Ummah, representing the voice, the aspiration of the Muslim world. Secondly, is Ummatic vision, the Bisbir Ummatis foreign policy that really inspired the Ummah to be united based on the Iman, based on Ukhuwah Islamiyah. So this is the reason. That is why we are deeply concerned and disturbed when it happened. This is something what we call well, it has affected the psychology of the people. The parliament representing democracy, the parliament representing the government of the people, by the people, for the people, and is being attacked. Okay, and whereas we know Erdogan has been following his ascension to become the leader of Turkey all the way is through democracy. Okay, he won the election after election, and then when you have a problem with decision making on that affecting the major country, major issues among the Turkish people, they go for referendum. So he has following the spirit of democracy there and there. So when the coup d'etat, what we call led by Veto, destroying the parliament, that means you are destroying democracy. And what saddened us it become a non-issue in the Western world. Yeah, so this is something very sad in that context. Of course, when you attack the people, you attack the television station, you attack the military post and whatnot using tank. I think this is what we call totally unacceptable by any standard of the world, even whether you are Muslim or non-Muslim, whether you are the Western world or not. It is totally unacceptable. This is how we feel about that. So I think it inspired the people because the history of Turkey has been always coup d'etat after coup d'etat. Okay, and we thought when the coup d'etat is being planned, we thought it is going to ended up with killing, ended up with arrests and whatnot. But much to our surprise, that the people stood by it. That means the people from all walks of life. We saw ladies, youngsters, old men and women. They are willing to sacrifice their life. I think this really inspired people. That means they believe in democracy. They didn't want this coup d'etat to happen, and they want the rule of the people, by the people, for the people must stay. I think Turkey will not look back, and Turkey, that act of sacrifices by the people who martyred, being shahid, what we call that resemble the Turkey are willing to sacrifice their life for the democracy. I think that should be a big story. That should be emulated. That should inspire the world about the rule of democracy, which is very important in the modern world. Yeah, what we call what really strike us is the azan. Okay, from one minaret to the other, calling for azan. That means, and then the Bilal or the Muazzin call the people, go to the road, defend democracy, defend our government. That really what we call touch our heart. That really inspired what we call the people, and they are shouting, chanting Allahu Akbar and whatnot. That means what we call democracy and Islam is compatible. The Muslim world can accept democracy. Do not say that the Muslim don't accept democracy. And Turkey is a glaring example of democracy in the Muslim world at works excellently, you know. And the Muslim world should follow the what we call the history laid down by Turkey, the modern Turkey, in terms of democracy. Okay, and we know the Muslim world, not all of the Muslim country are following democracy. I think this is very inspiring, and what amazes why the West is not siding with Erdogan, you know, because Erdogan have this vision 2023, and Erdogan has this vision of ummatic vision. This is the two things that the West is worried about Erdogan leadership. Well, this is not strange to the Muslim world after the period of colonization, after the fall of Ottoman Empire, what we call instigating local to fight among themselves to bring down government using the local as the puppet of the outsiders. It is normal. If you remember history, the fall of Ottoman Empire, when they propagated the idea of nation state, the idea of Arab nationalism against Ottomanism. Okay, so this feeling of dissension, disunity, because of this idea of concept of nation state is being propagated. So using the local people, I think the fall of Ottoman is because among the young, they subscribe to the idea of what we call freedom, the so-called freedom from the Ottoman Caliphate. You know, so these are ideas that has been implanted among the local. So I think veto is is the same strategy is being used using the local people, and it is much more confusing because the faces of veto is Islamic charity. The faces of veto is Islamic education. So people are confused. How come this organization having school, doing charitable work, and talking about what we call working together, the what we call inter-religious dialogue, interfaith dialogue, and whatnot, is willing to do that. So these are the what we call the camouflage is being used to achieve certain objective. So what we call, and it is not easy for countries that they have a veto school. It's not easy because they can accept it, because this is a school running from Turkey and having an Islamic image, and how come they are involved in this coup d'etat? So this is why some of the Muslim countries till now they refuse to close the veto school, and they are reluctant to do that because they are quite confused. Even though it's being explained who they are, what they are doing, and why Fethullah Gulen is still residing in America since 1990s, and still being protected in America, that doesn't click their mind. So I think for us in Malaysia, slowly now we are understanding the issue better, and the government is redressing the issue accordingly. Yeah.